If you're struggling to lose those first 5 pounds, it's due to your lack of foundation. Just think about it. Ever walk around a big city and you see these massive buildings and the unique designs? They all stand tall on this one thing. That's a solid foundation. Do you honestly think they started from the roof? Hell no. If they did, that shit would collapse, just like when SpongeBob and Patrick try and build his house. And y'all remember the episode or ever seen it when they were trying to build his house and they had no idea what to do. They were confused on where they need to start. They had no blueprint, structure, or foundation to start building his house. And towards the end, they built as small as one. And that's the same thing that's happened to you guys in your journey. You guys are confused on what you're trying to do. You guys have no idea where to start. And you guys are winging the shit out of it because you guys don't have a foundation set for you. So here behind me, this model, the foundation model, this is what I use to help my clients set themselves up for success. All right. So this helps them build the body that fits their unique structure, becoming more confident in their own skin and becoming the most powerful person in any social setting. Now, you might be thinking, why do I need a foundation? And I know this might be corny, but you already have a set foundation. You wouldn't be watching this video, right? Unless you just love watching me, then in that case, I respect that, all right? All jokes aside. So without a strong foundation, it doesn't matter how hard you train, doesn't matter how hard you eat, it's not gonna last long. And if you keep skipping steps, don't be surprised when you keep restarting, all right? The body you want isn't built overnight. It's built on habits you reinforce daily. There's a quote, how you do anything is how you do everything. And this is what I'm gonna be talking about today, and this is how I'm gonna help you start out because we're gonna talk about the foundation model. So when we go into the foundation model, the first thing I'd love to set out and start with is scheduling. Now you might be saying, well, that's stupid because you already know your schedule. All right, hotshot, if you knew your schedule, you won't be skipping your workouts. 2, you won't be missing your meals. And 3, you won't be looking the way you do. So I suggest you keep your ass there, sit down, take notes. Because again, if you're still watching this video, then that's the reason you're here, all right? So again, when it comes to scheduling, this is the most important piece because a lot of you guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. Or you just neglect what you need to do and things that, and it blows my mind because I hear a lot of people that always let themselves go, or they always come to me saying like their work or something else got caught up and they just don't like living the way they're doing right now. And it just comes to the point that they don't fit their health and their life and not the other way around. So when we're looking at the scheduling, when we're looking at how to do things, it's like, do you really want like go down in the future of your life and really like not change anything and then reflect back that you wish you had done something different? I don't think so, right? So when we're looking at the scheduling, again, the first foundation of the model, there's 5 blocks that we're doing. First is the work, right? So what is the job that you do? Okay, let's just say we're talking to an accountant, right? Okay, cool. We know the work they're doing, they're accountant. What season are they in? Are they in the busy season? Are they in the slow season? Or are they in the coasting season? Let's just say in the busy season, right? Tax season is around the corner. By the way, y'all haven't done any taxes? I highly suggest so. Shit, that's right. I gotta do mine. Anyways, cool, they're in the busy season. Cool, we already established what type of work they do. We established the season they are. So let's say sometimes they work 10, 12, 14 hours, right? So let's say they work 8 to 6, just as a hypothetical solution scenario, okay? So cool, they have a time, we already established the time, they work 8 to 6. Now we move into the training and the frequency. Cool. When do they want to work out and how often do they want to work out? If they know in the busy season they only can get in 2 times a week, awesome, let's do that. And let's just say again, for the hypothetical scenario, they want to do Monday and Thursday. Awesome, we understand they want to do Monday and Thursday and they want to do in the morning, cool. So we understand what they do for work and we understand when they want to train and how often they want to train. Now, since you already know you train, you still got to do your nutrition, right? So the third part, the block, is to meal prep. You got to also add the time in the meal prep, right? It's going to save you a lot of time, it's going to save you a lot of energy, and it's going to save you a lot of headaches when it comes to, you know, going to work and doing things you need to do, because the meal prep is going to save you so much time figuring out what you want to eat, how much you need to eat, all this jazz, right? And again, at the same time, you're not forcing yourself to eat the bullshit food that your work supplies you. You're not there to, you know, eat the bullshit food that's around your work, right? The tunnels, the food courts, whatever the case is. So this helps you stay on track without second guessing, without overcomplicating yourself, okay? The fourth block is the meal timing. This is very important. Now again, you don't have to block this out, but just understand that you want to make sure you're consistently eating the same time every single day, because then again, you're not thinking twice on when you have to eat and things that are trying to fit those meals in because you're already on target, right? Let's just say you eat at 6, 12, and 6. and you do that every single day, then you don't have to think twice about it. So just understand, like, it's going to take you some time, but try and figure out a good meal time for you to be consistent and simple for you. It's going to be huge for you, right? And the last block is how can we get extra steps, right? Again, we always talk about getting your 10K steps. So again, you don't have to block out, but it's like, where can we find the time window to add the extra steps, right? If we work out in the morning, can we get extra steps at night? If we're not working out in the morning, can you do steps in the morning and also steps at night, right? So find out ways to add the blocks into the extra steps. And if we do these 5 blocks, this is gonna be the foundation to starting to kickstart your journey to, map out. As I said earlier, a lot of people don't fit their health into their life, right? So do this, right? Make this as non-negotiable for you. So when you're going out about your life, when you try and do happy hours, when you try to do social events, or whatever the case is that you like to do in your life, you're scheduling around your health. You're not doing the other way around things. And that's a lot of things you guys are fucking up right now, is you guys are being non-negotiable on those things when the priority should be about your health and things like that. So there's always a thing where you can schedule around, but again, make the health your priority. Because again, if you just want to keep looking the way you do and keep complaining about, like, your position, and keep looking at like the jelly rolls or the love handles and stuff like that, I mean, by all means. But again, if you're trying to make a difference, you're trying to become a different version of yourself, then yes, schedule your health around, make your health a priority, and then schedule things around your health, all right? Make your health a non-negotiable, okay? So once we establish the schedule, this is my next favorite thing, is dreams. I'm not like a big fan of goals. I'm more of dreams. You gotta envision where you're going. You gotta envision who you want to become and what do you want to look like, right? And that all comes into the what, the why, the how, and the who. The what is the 95%, and that shit sucks. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit is what no one sees. And it goes from the simple method I always talk about, right? It's about doing your training hard. It's about doing your nutrition hard, hitting your protein, hitting your calories, knowing the foods that you're eating, hitting your hydration hard, getting your steps hard, right? Making sure you're hitting your stress recovery, hitting your sleep hard, right? Doing all those things. So making sure you're doing the simple method of applying those 6, hitting those hard, okay? Now, also too, when you establish the what, because again, that's a lot of people that don't see, is why you're doing it, right? Why you wake up every single morning. I guarantee this is probably your driving motor factor. This is your drive to be waking up every single morning. What gets you out of bed is you look yourself in the mirror, right? You look at yourself, you're not happy with yourself, you feel insecure about yourself. You look at your jelly rolls, you're looking at your flabby titties, all those things like that, right? So that's what gets you outside in the morning, out of the bed in the morning, because you're not enjoying with yourself, you're not happy with yourself. So that's what keeps you doing, because you're doing all the 90% what sucks, and that's why you're getting out of the bed to do so, right? Then it all leads to how you're doing it, right? How are you doing the process? Are you loving the process? Are you hating the process? Are you loving what you do, right? Are you loving your training? Are you loving your nutrition? Are you love doing what you steps in? Are you love how you're getting your hydration? Are you love how you're managing your stress and your recovery and your sleep? All those things like that. How are you doing the process to the point where you're loving yourself and you're loving the process and the journey? So understand how you're doing things. And the last one, and the biggest one, is the who. The who is who you're doing for. Are you doing it for your significant other? Are you doing it for your future family? Are you doing it for the community? Who are you doing it for? Once you can tap into that, game over. Nothing's going to stop you in that, because once you can really dive in, once you can really figure out who it is you're doing it for, then the what, the why, and the how all comes along with it, and nothing's going to stop you, all right? So really envision what the dream looks like, because once you can envision where you want to be, who you're trying to become, and what that life looks like, I'm telling you, it's game over. Next, we talk about stress. I know I've talked about this before, but this is a silent killer to your fat loss. And I know it's easy said and done, but try and minimize the amount of stress you're dealing with. Look, I get it. This is sometimes other stressors that we can't control, but we can find ways to reduce and minimize and keep us calm. Your body's going to do magical wonders that you never thought your body could do, all right? So there's 2 types of stressors that we're dealing with. We got the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, all right? So when we're in the sympathetic nervous system, meaning the fight or flight, and when we're always stressing, when our cortisol levels are always high, as a negative impact in the body. And this is why we store more fat when we're in this fight or flight zone, is because 1, the body is not digesting the food. 2, is not transporting the nutrients where it needs to go, because it's focusing on calming the body down as opposed to recovering the body. And 3, the body's not healing because it's not getting the amount of nutrients and it's not doing what it needs to do. And this is why it's important to be in a calmer state, because if your body's in that fight or flight, sympathetic, you can be storing a lot of fat, and this is why you're not going to look the way you do. As opposed to the parasympathetic form, nervous system, that means you're resting, you're digesting, and you're being calm. This is the state you want to be at, because this is where all the magic happens. This is where your body's digesting the food. This is where your body is transferring the nutrients to where it needs to go. And this is where your body is recovering, and this is where your body is growing to the dream body you're looking to desire, okay? So this is why it's very crucial to understand and find ways to, cope with stress. Is it listening to music? Is it reading a book? Is it just enjoying like the few minutes outside? Whatever the case is, find the things that you enjoy and that makes you happy, that makes you calm. Find those things, okay? Because again, your body's gonna do magically wonders when you be in that lower state of stress. I can guarantee you that. Next, the habits. Again, everything applies, but the habits is very important because the reason why you're still stuck in this position is because you've been stuck in doing the negative habits, right? Being inconsistent, not hitting your trainings, being inconsistent with your meals, not make sure you get your steps, not making sure you get hydration, all those things. So you're so stuck on the negative habits. It's time for you to unlearn those habits. It's time to have you learn the new positive habits. So when you get this new way going, you understand what you need to do, and you flush out all the toxins, all the bad shit you learned before. You add the new shit into your body, into your system, into your mind. That's going to drive you more towards your dream body, okay? So habits is very important. It's what you do on a day-to-day basis, right? It's what you do every single month, every single year, all those things like that, to understand that this is what drives you to be successful, and this is what drives you to have a dream body is your habits, okay? Meal plan. I know this I talked about earlier, but the meal plan, it's just not about just planning the meals and things that scheduling out. It goes more deeper. It unlearns all like the food restrictions and common issues, right? Like why you've been taught to restrict this amount of food, or why you were taught to restrict from foods, or like the common issues you have going to these different programs, right? Also too, learning about your food preference. What foods do you like? What foods does your body like, and things like that, right? Goes down to, understand like when to have the meals, right? Goes back to meal timing. When can we fit those meals in to hit those targets without really making it complicated? At the same time, how can we optimize those meals around your workouts to get your best performance, also the best physique and things like that. So meal plan goes very huge in those things like that, because again, it takes out all the bullshit and it's in the new, simple, apply effective way for you to hit your targets, hit your dream body without overcomplicating things like that. This is my favorite one, myths. Myths is another foundation I like to work on, things that, because all the myths you've been focused on, all the myths has been taught to you, all the misinformation, all the bullshit is what's keeping you stuck. And this is where I teach and guide on people what the out day is and what the new day is and things like that, right? So for example, for the out day is like you've been told to eat less. The new way is eat more. Another out day source, calorie deficit, new way of doing this is muscle building, right? So I teach, like I explain you the out day, and I help you learn the new way and things like that. And that's me busting myths and things like that, right? And just helping you understand there's a different way that's more simple and more easy, effective, as opposed to what the out day way is. And lastly, win, right? It's just all about winning. We got to create wins, because you've been in a journey, you've been in the bus for so long that you've been losing to the point where you're just unhappy and you just lose all hope for yourself. So we got to create those wins that stack up over time to the point where we get the momentum going, where you're feeling happy again. You're getting that hope again to the point where you're waking up every single day, every single morning, you look at yourself in the mirror, you're smiling because you're stacking wins on wins on wins to the point where you're enjoying the journey, to the point where you're enjoying the process. So guys, again, this is why it's important to understand to have a foundation, because again, if we're just starting from the roof, you're fucking crashing every down. And this is what's been happening. This is why it's important to have a foundation. Because again, if you don't have a foundation, that shit's tipping over all the time, right? So understand, you gotta build yourself a foundation. Figure out, work yourself from bottom all the way to top. Like some of this shit might be redundant. Some of this shit might be boring, they said. But I guarantee you, once you understand that foundation, this is what's going to take you to the next level. This is what's going to become a different person. This is who you're going to be, right? And this is how you're going to look out for the foundation of, when things come in your way, right? No setbacks, no roadblocks, no adversities. It's going to get you stopping, right? You're going to become an unstoppable force. Nothing's going to stop you from achieving, wearing that fire outfit that you've been dreaming of and staying along for so long in your closet. Or just becoming the most confident and powerful person. Whatever social setting you walk into, you got that confidence within you, right? So understand, like once you have that foundation, everything else comes along with it. So just understand that a foundation leads to success, right? And it's going to take you some time. Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So just understand that shit is not going to be built overnight. Things that it takes some time to master and things that. But if anything, if you really don't have a set schedule to where you fit your health around your, and your life and things like that, I would start here. Start with the schedule and things like that. Another part too I like to really talk about is the dreams. Like a lot of you times, like you guys don't think big, or you guys don't think what the future looks like. You guys don't envision what you want, okay? So really figure out what is the life you want, what is the life you look like, right? Ask yourself 20 years from now, is your 20-year self going to be proud of who you become, of the choices you made and things like that? If not, then it's like, that's something to reevaluate and things like that. So, again, at the end, this is the model I use, the foundation model. This is the way I help my clients to really set themselves up for success and things like that. This is a way where, I like to get everything, cemented in. So when we take those next steps, when we work on different pillars and things like that, sky's the fucking limit, right? So again, I always appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share this with someone that needs a foundation. And I guess I'll catch you guys in the next one.